Hi, welcome to week 6. What I like about this week is we've done a lot of the work discussing frameworks and vocabulary, and it brings us to the point now where we can really apply it to the competitive scenario that's going on and playing out in business today. So hopefully after today you'll be able to pick up your newspapers and see how these companies are playing things out and be able to analyze it from a very deep perspective and a set of understandings that you've derived from this course. And we'll bring out some of the biggest players. You probably have some of your own favorites, and we'll discuss some maybe that you haven't heard of. So let's dig right in. First thing I want to do is go into an update of two of the companies that you've read about in your textbook. So the first is Facebook, and the next one will be Google, of course. So just a brief recap of Facebook. Zuckerberg probably was really popularized in the movies The Social Network. So if you saw that, you've got a little bit of a history lesson on Facebook. But Zuckerberg launched this social media site in 2004 while he was an undergraduate at Harvard. And by 2007, Facebook had about 30 million registered users. In 2008, there were a few legal battles at the time and some run-ins with different governmental entities related to privacy concerns. Facebook launched an iPhone mobile app, and in 2012, it bought Instagram for $1 billion, and about that time did an IPO at $38 per share. So that's when it became a full-fledged company, and I think many of us wished we'd have bought Facebook stock at that time. So by late 2012, the mobile platform actually had more users than the desktop platform. So that move proved to be very, very important. Facebook then bought WhatsApp for $19 billion, and by then, the greatest share of their revenues from mobile ads. So now, more recent, and of course you caught up in your textbook on some of the other facets of the company. After the 2016 election, Facebook faced a lot of criticism because it was disclosed that Russian entities purchased about $100,000 in ads through the site and were spreading politically charged messages. Zuckerberg responded at that time that artificial intelligence would enable the flagging of those types of situations, but skeptics still feel that that type of AI is probably 5 to 10 years out. Now, why I mention that is because we will be talking about artificial intelligence as probably the next technology, the most disruptive technology that will be played out in companies like Facebook and Google and many of the other companies that we'll discuss today. Well, criticisms of the Facebook kind of intensified in early 2018 when the company revealed that Cambridge Analytica, which is a political company in the UK that was working on Donald Trump's presidential campaign, had collected data from up to about 87 million users. And of course, those users didn't know that their data was being shared with Cambridge Analytica. In spring of 2000, Zuckerberg testified in the US Senate, and then in April, a class action lawsuit was filed due to the unauthorized sharing of that user data. But all through this time period, business was just frankly booming. Net income in the first quarter of 2018 was $5 billion. That was up from $3 billion in the same quarter the year earlier. Now, probably about 1.5 billion Facebook users visit the site daily. At least that was the data as per the first quarter of 2018. So I tell you all of this because it kind of updates the circumstance and the bigger worldwide engagement that Facebook has on many, many dimensions. The era of the social network is now a fabric for society, and that certainly demonstrates the impact of information technologies on our world.